Oh, hi guys, Kevin Beasley from New Start Realty and Relocation here in Surprise, Arizona. A lot of you guys know that I sat on the legislative committee this year. I had the privilege of serving, and a lot of the bills that came by that we're monitoring just really didn't grab me and the people I serve. But I was so stoked, and if you saw my Facebook live feed the other day, I was really stoked to see this bill get passed. It's House Bill 2145, and it was finally signed by the governor, and it's Chapter 224 of the laws of 2017. And it was signed on 5/1. So it's into effect. Now I've got to, I'm going to be monitoring more closely and find out exactly where you can find a copy of this so you can give it to your friends or family who are moving, and if you're getting sick and tired of getting ripped off by these no good moving companies. Now, I'd like to see some changes, made to the parts of this bill, but man, it was really written well, and we needed this. Basically what happens, I'm going to read it here in a second, but basically what happens is it stops moving companies from taking your stuff hostage if the bill's not correct, and it also makes the movers disclose stuff up front about taking your stuff hostage. So I'm going to get right into reading this so you'll know and you'll be able to pass it on. It's Bill H-2145, Household Goods Unlawful Moving Practices, and this is for interstate moves only. After taking possession of a consumer's household goods, a household goods mover, defined, is prohibited from refusing to deliver the goods and from enforcing or threatening to enforce a carrier's lien against a consumer's household goods when providing household goods moving services, defined, for an interstate move. Establishes requirements for advertisements by a household goods mover. Violations are an unlawful practice subject to enforcement by the Attorney General. If a household goods mover provides to the consumer a written contract that meets a list of specified requirements, including a detailed list of services to be provided under the contract and any other fees, that the consumer may be required to pay, a list of any terms and conditions for payment, an explanation of how the household goods mover will reimburse consumers for loss or damages, insurance, if any, and the total estimated prices for the services. And if the mover provides the consumer with a clear and conspicuous disclaimer with specified language that the consumer signs to, acknowledges that the household goods mover may refuse to unload and deliver the consumer's goods until the total estimated price in the contract is paid. The mover qualifies for an exemption from this prohibition and is permitted to require the consumer to tender the total estimated price set forth in the contract before delivering and unloading the household goods, with some exceptions. So guys, they've got to disclose it prima facie. They gotta let you know. You've got to be able to sign off on it. Now I'm going to try to get some more specifications to this bill or to this law. I'd like it to where it could be initialed by the consumer that they know and understand that if they don't pay the goods, they would store it for them and pay a storage fee. Now that's not, so the way it sits now is you could still sign off on the paperwork, and if you don't read it, they can still do it. But so we need more disclosure out there. But there's a law right now that states that they can't do that unless you agree to it. So please read your local service contracts carefully and make sure there's nothing hidden in the back. Our contracts are simple. See, they're like all our disclaimers, they're right here. And you initial each one of them. That's what I'd like to see is required by law for all other movers too. So, guys, keep informed. And if you have any questions, give me a call, because I'm going to be monitoring this real closely, and I'm going to be working on some revisions. So hopefully we can get, movers to better serve our valley. Everybody take care of yourself and each other. Call me if I can be of any help. 602-920-2201. Everybody have a great day out there.